Welcome back, guys and gals. Welcome to the ninth part of how to make a game in UE4 series. And in this one, we're going to make a counter for our coins so that we can just count the amount of coins that our player is gonna get, basically. So now let's just go to our textures folder and let's import our textures. Let's make a new folder, call this coin counter. And I don't mind the spelling, just leave it. So now this is gonna be in the description down below. Just import this, both of them, and make a material. Call this counter underscore mat and open this up. uh, Select these two textures, drag them in, and what you gotta do is click anywhere in the node graph except for the nodes and set the material domain to user interface. You're gonna need it for anything related to your user interface, and set the blend mode to mask because we need something like opacity. So let's just let the textures load in. Yeah, so this is an opacity mask. If we just plug this into the final color, it's gonna glitch out. It's gonna take a while to compile, so I'm just gonna leave it. So just plug this into opacity masks and let's just apply this, and let the shaders compile. And while they compile, let's just make our new blueprint. Go to blueprints, right click, make a new folder, call this user interface. Make sure not to put a space in this because it shows an error. So just open this up and make a user interface widget blueprint. So this is gonna basically contain all the logic that you need for your UI. Just name this coin underscore counter and open this up. So now this is the Unreal interface menu. So you make all your interface stuff over here. You can make animations and stuff. There's all these options over here. You can just open this up. You can play around after we're done with this video. So let's just drag out an image which will be our coin counter. Let's set the size y to 100. Let's make the size x and size y equal because we want a square image. And let's set just open this brush up and set the image. If you click on this, it's gonna show this. Just leave this. It's a bit glitchy in Unreal right now. So go back to content and textures and coin counter. Select the counter mat. Just click on that once and click this little button here. This one, the little arrow, and it's gonna select it. So blammo, we've got our texture in here. So let's make a text now. So as to count our coins. So let's just scale this up a little bit. Then we're gonna set the size to like 60. Yeah, that's fine. Let's just drag this down more. Uh, and actually, yeah, just click on the image and set the anchor to bottom left, and also the text block, set the anchor to bottom left. What the anchor does, if you when you scale this up, it maintains the relative distance between the anchor and the object. So you just have to choose one anchor. So now we're going to set the default text to x0, and let's see. Yeah, that should be fine. We need to just one more thing in designer. We're gonna set this to is variable so that we can access it from the graph right here. And let's just set this name to text so it's easier to read in the graph. Compile this. Now we're gonna go to the graph, and as you can see, we've got our text as a variable over here. So we need to make a function for this. Let's call this increment coins. This function will increase the coins whenever it is called. So a function is basically that can be called from the event graph by any of these events or a custom event, and it can take like inputs, like click on this, add inputs like booleans and floats and stuff. If you want to give inputs, like if you right click here and type increment coins, oh sorry, uh, increment coins, then it's, yeah, you're gonna see that it's gonna ask for the bool that we added right here. So that's what a function does. So let's go back here. We can also make outputs if you want. Let's just remove this for now. So let's make a variable. Just make sure not to make a local variable, otherwise you're gonna screw things up. Just make a normal variable, call this coins, and set this to an integer. And integer is basically any number that does not have a decimal point. So now let's just compile this and set the default value to 0, which it already is. So we're gonna drag out our coins. We're gonna get coins and we are going to increment it. Incrementing is basically equal to like setting coins, and coins is equal to coins plus 1. So instead of making this, we are just gonna make this. So let's just delete this. So it's gonna basically increase the value by 1 and set it. So we have increased the coins, but now we also have to update the text. By setting coins, we won't update the text. So we're just gonna drag out our text and get text, and we're gonna right click and set text on this. This is a node, and as you see, it takes in this for input, and we also have this little x, so we can't just plug this right in, otherwise it's only going to show the number and not the x little symbol. So if you want the x little symbol, then you're going to right click and type search for append string. So in A you're just going to put the little x, and in B you're just going to make the integer into a string and hook this up here. So that's just gonna be fine. Let's compile this. What append node does is just joins two strings together, so it's just fine. So we're done in this blueprint now. We got to go to the player sphere, blueprints, player sphere, and we have to make a custom event. Add custom event. Let's just call this increase coins. And oh, actually, we also have to make our UI first, because it's not going to spawn automatically on our screen, which is actually pretty good. It helps a lot. So let's drag out from our event begin play, and we are just check it's connected to event begin play, and just continue the sequence and right click and create a widget. Widget is the thing we were making a widget blueprint. User interfaces are called widgets in Unreal. So we need to get a player controller, and set the class to our coin counter, and we should promote this to variable to avoid further errors. Just in case, we're gonna set this to counter reference and ignore the game over variable. That's just a spoiler to our next tutorial. So now we have set the counter reference, and it's not gonna show up yet. So if you press play, you're gonna see that it's not showing up. So what's wrong? Nothing's wrong. You just have to create it, and then you also have to add it to a viewport. So just drag out and add to viewport, and that is going to add it to a viewport. Now if you press play, it's gonna show this at the bottom left corner, but it's not updating yet. So what we gotta do is let's just continue from our event. Let's just get a counter reference, and let's just call our event for increment coins. So that is going to be all in player sphere, but it's gonna still don't not work because there's nothing to call our custom event increase coins. So in order to increase our coins, we have to go into our coin blueprint, and over here we are going to get the overlap sequence, and just before destroy actor, just make sure you don't put it after destroy actor, otherwise it's gonna screw it up. So just drag this out, and let's just get a player reference out and drag out and right click and search for event increase coins, which is this one right here, and just call it and just hook this up and call destroy actor at the last, otherwise I told you it's gonna screw things up. So I think that's gonna be all. So when we press play now, whenever we walk over these coins, it's gonna add a few coins to our thing. So I just want to do one thing. As you can see, when you walk over the coins, it's going like to the bottom of the sphere. So we just gotta hard code some stuff. So over here, we're getting the location of the mesh. So let's just drag it out here, and let's just hold alt and click on this to disconnect it. Split this and drag out from here. Make vector. It's basically the splitting, but like it's much neater. So we're just gonna hook the x to x and the z to z, and we're just gonna add a small value to our float. I think for 30 should be fine. Let's compile this now. So now it should go to the center of the sphere. As you can see, it's going to the center now, the coins. So that is gonna be all for this video, guys. If it helped you, then please like and subscribe. It helps me a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next one.